back to Bear With Me. The Boston Bruins are now 8-7-2, and that's good enough for 3rd in the Atlantic, 7th in the Eastern Conference, and 13th in the National Hockey League. My name's Joey Copponi. That's Rob Tocci. Rob, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, knowing that we're brought to you by PrizePicks, the exclusive fantasy partner of the CLNS Media Network, and brought to you by GameTime Tickets, the best place to buy tickets online to sports concerts, all your favorite events, and the Boston Bruins won a game. Their first comeback win of the year.
Was it really?
That was their first comeback win of the year.
It really felt like it. That's why I was thinking I missed one, but I was like, have we come from behind yet?
Not by a single goal, no.
Which, to reiterate what we just said before we started recording, I thought this game was over when it was 1-0.
I texted you after that first goal, and I said, hey, is this over?
And I went,
and you're
yep.
Like, yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably.
And then when it was 2-0,
which it might as well be 10-0 for this team lately.
When it was 2-0, you texted me and said, can we just record during the third period?
I did. I really wanted to record when we started the third period.
Like, dude, it's getting late. Like, who cares? I'm not staying up to watch them lose and like have an accurate depiction of the third period. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing's going to happen. And then they scored 3 goals in the third period, came back and won the game in regulation.
They heard me talking shit. It would have been pretty funny if we'd recorded a full episode about them sucking, and then we had to do like a 45-second like yearbook add-on, being like,
yeah,
oh, you know, they're not so bad, you know.
We were joking in the first 40 minutes of this show.
We got you. You fell for it.
It is funny that our reaction to this team is a hard negative or positive based on like which side of the regulation win-loss 500 line they are. Like when they are under it, we're like, fuck them. They're terrible. When they're at 500, we're like, what's going on?
Fuck it, we ball.
When they are now one game over, talking regulation wins and losses, one game over, we're like, hey, play like that. There you go. That third period. Hey, it's a lot of shots on net. Special teams, they still, they're going to figure it out. Like, I know exactly what we're going to say on this show. And it had that, had this game gone to overtime and they lost, we're not talking like this at all.
Quick question for you. Does a come from behind victory feel better for you if they win in regulation or if they win in overtime?
I think like for the drama, you're saying, like, where does my heart land?
Either way, does either of them feel better for you?
I mean, sure, I don't like to give up points, so I don't like other teams getting points in any capacity.
That's fair.
But I mean, you're talking about a Western Conference team, like it doesn't matter at all, really. But for the drama, I love me a good overtime. NHL overtime is awesome. NHL overtime is one of the best things in sports. But
it is great. I do think there's something more empowering and more embarrassing for the other team where you can beat them in regulation.
Yeah.
So in a way, it's like we just needed the 60, and in the Bruins case, we just needed the last 20.
I mean, there are 3 scenarios to go into overtime. Either it's a 0-0 game, in which case send both teams home. No, a 0-0 overtime game, nobody gets any points. Go home. It's over. In my mind, that's what I would change. Or I mean, the other 2 options are you either forced overtime or you allowed overtime. So I mean, to be the team that forces it is obviously better. So if they're going into overtime, I would prefer them to be the coming from behind team.
All right.
How about that? How about that diplomatic ass answer?
It was pretty good.
People are saying this about the NFL, and I'm going to say this about the Bruins, even though they just won this game, because they played 20 minutes of good hockey. It doesn't matter. I know they got a lot of shots. They got a whole mess of shots. It doesn't change the fact that they played ugly hockey. The NFL has a problem with creating a good product right now. Like, people are regularly saying about NFL games that like the product is lacking. It's just not a good product right now. And I couldn't help for 80% of this game to feel like the exact same way about the Boston Bruins. To be like that same thing is here, where it's just not a good television product, because that's what sports are. They're a television show. And it's weird to say this after a come from behind win, but it's been so regular. And it's also been a little while since we did the show. So this kind of a cumulative thing over the last 11 periods, negating the third period of this game, where it's like, man, this is not, you guys aren't putting a good product out here. It's hard to watch sometimes.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I've been saying the most frustrating thing about this Bruins team is it's not enjoyable to watch them. It's one thing if the games are close and even if you are losing a string of them, at least like be in it, at least be entertaining, at least be scoring goals and big saves here and there and big hits here and there. Just make it an entertaining hockey product. Like give me the full gambit of what I can experience in a hockey game. Have not been getting that. So I mean, you can take the Senators' loss. You could look at the Leafs' loss. Like, just a lot of games where you're just like, you find yourself, the game's not even halfway over, and you're like, I don't want to keep watching this. Like, even like today, like, I wasn't like super jazzed about sitting down to watch this game. I'm very glad I did. And like, as soon as puck drops, like, you're into it. It's just leading up to it. But yeah, the product that the Bruins have been putting out on the ice has been lacking. So for them to now come out with their first come from behind victory of the year and to do so with a pretty damn good third period. I think it was someone who was like, oh, this is, a lot of people are like, this is the game. They're going to look back in April and be like, you turned it around. I'm like, we said that about the Toronto win. We said that about the Calgary win. Like, we keep saying that about every win in the last 3 weeks. We're like, here we go. And then the loss before it was like, that was rock bottom. It's like getting shut up by the Flyers, losing like 8-0 or whatever the fuck it was, like 8-1. It's like we have like 4 rock bottoms and 4 turning point games. And we've played 16 games, 17 games. So half the games are either it's over or we're back.
It's a turning point. Yeah, it's a turning point game half of the time, and I'll tell you, nothing's turned. It's just that they're. I don't know if you heard. They're basically in the middle of the division, middle of the conference, middle of the league. It's where they are. It's what they are right now. So I don't know. I don't really buy that. I was watching the new Red Sox documentary that's on Netflix. And they go through the whole 04 season, and they talk about like the Veritek A-Rod fight, and they're like, all the guys are saying like, and that's when we knew, that's when we turned a corner and we started whatever, and like that was really a turning point for us. And then I think it was Theo Epstein was like, yeah, everyone says that was like the turning point. Like they lost like 7 of their next 10. Like it wasn't. We like to look back and be like, "Oh wow, they really turned it around." No, so like people really want that moment. People yearn for the moment where they're like, "Oh well, now the tides are going to turn." It's not going to turn until they have like 4 consecutive good games. Not even wins, but like win 3 out of 4, and they look good in all of them. And like this, it's great. This is great for the standings. But like, I can't look at this game as a whole and be like, this was a good win, a gutsy win. They needed this one. No. Like, yeah, I'm sure it's good for morale, but from a performance standpoint, I'm not walking away being like, oh, they fixed it. Like what's the final tally on special teams in this game?
Not great.
The Blues were what, 2 for 3?
Bruins went over 4. Blues went 2 for 3. So still no power play goals. I mean, not still no power. They've scored a few lately, but
I mean that's like the tail of the tape right now. It's like the special teams look abysmal.
Yeah,
and the power play is obnoxious.
2 goals that St. Louis scored came off of offensive zone stick infractions from Koepke and Pasta, where they just like threw their stick into somebody's face. I thought Billy Jaffe was going to go down to Missouri and throat punch everyone on that team. He was so fucking mad. I'm glad other people noticed it. He was so mad.
He was fired up, dude.
He's an animated guy. Like he definitely like raises his voice, but like he was like genuinely pissed off about the quality of play.
Dude, not only were both of those penalties offensive zone stick infractions, but the 2 goals nearly identical.
It's backdoor tap-ins. Like didn't even like the type of goal that like I could probably score a decent percentage of the time.
Well, I'll tell you why you could, dude, because they were fucking uncontested.
Correct.
Because
I'm
nobody was
taking that
there
into account. Even with
either
nobody in front of
time.
me. Even with nobody in front of me, it's still a coin toss. But
But I mean, it's just bad. Every single angle of both of those goals is like, where is anyone? What does anyone do? Everyone's doing the like flat stick hunchback, like, oh, try to get in the passing lanes thing. And it doesn't seem to be working, fellas. It doesn't seem to be working. It's I don't know. Because the thing is, if this team played a little more solid defense and had average special teams, it's a good team.
if the Bruins power play was average right now, we would be not talking about firing Montgomery. We wouldn't be so downtrodden. If their power play converted like 5% more of the time, we would be in a better position.
Well, if you think the Bruins power play is going to turn it around,
if you want to go see them,
no, not yet. If you think they're going to turn it around,
fuck,
and you want to put your money where your mouth is, dude,
then you can go see them.
No, download PrizePicks.
PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. They got over 10 million members and billions of dollars in award winnings. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all, so you just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up 100 times your cash. Your game all season long on PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the best way to get into the action in over 30 states, including California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. PrizePicks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, so your lineups stay even if one of your players gets hurt or injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, PrizePicks keeps your lineup live. Sign up today and give $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus because it's guaranteed. Think Steph Curry will get more than 4 3-pointers this week, or Anthony Edwards more than 27 points? Cook up some hot takes with your friends and win real money this basketball season. Get your crew to run your game on PrizePicks. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. And, you know, some of the prize picks you could be looking at: Luka Doncic for more than 31.5 points, Steph Curry for more than 4 3-pointers, Anthony Davis more than 11 boards, the freak Giannis for more than 29.5 points. Again, download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. Run your game.
Got some other news from tonight. This is a new segment called News from Tonight.
It's called news.
It's called news. It's called Bruins Talk. Geeky. Morgan Geeky scored his first goal of the season, which is stunning.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
It's stunning in both directions. Stunning that he hasn't scored up to this point. Just like if you're just tuning in, if you're waking up out of a coma, you'd be like, wow, 17 games for Morgan Geeky to get a goal. Also stunning that it happened because there was no signs that it was coming.
No. When he did, and that was to make it 2-1. I was like, You know, if like Pasta scores there, you're like, yeah, like he's due. He's, you know, he was due for one and whatever. But like Geeky scoring felt a little special. I was like, if you're getting a goal from the person least likely to score a goal, then someone more likely to score a goal is probably also going to score a goal. That's just math.
Like
that's
David.
Like David, or even Charles.
Mm-hmm.
McAvoy. Very good game from both Chuck. I was a good game from Chuck. Pasta still did his pasta stuff here and there. He had the primary assist. Stick. He did have the high stick. That stuck out to me a lot. Just pretty lazy with his stick. But, you know, it's hard to talk shit about the guy who just cemented the comeback win with
and is leading the team in goals, assists.
His one-timer hit Jordan Binnington in the nuts, and then it went in the net. I couldn't, in my hockey fantasy mind, couldn't conjure a better goal to score. The one that makes Jordan Binnington feel physical pain in his cojones.
Unless a puck
makes him lose.
Unless a puck could hit Jordan Binnington and Matthew Tkachuk's testicles, I don't think that there's a better like Bruins fan porn goal than
I'm
that.
trying to imagine the position they would have to be in first. To be.
They're both facing
Hold
the
on.
net, bent over.
I'm gonna need a diagram here. Hold on. I don't have any dolls nearby.
Other news from tonight: Hampus Lindholm. On a more somber note,
It's okay to cry.
Hampus Lindholm took a puck off his left knee. He came out of the game, did not come back, hobbled off. Looked to be in a lot of pain, and also, I mean, listen. I saw the replay about 45 times. It to me just looks like it hit his shin pad. Maybe I'm totally missing it. I'm gonna go look at.
I slowed it down, zoomed it in on the clip that I made, and it goes off like a few inches above his left knee.
It's above his knee.
It's like just above his knee. It's not on his knee, but it's like probably close enough where it still hurt his knee.
I mean, I would rather it hit his knee.
Yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, now the Bruins find themselves without Hampus Lindholm for presumably at least the next game. And Andrew Peeke is still out week to week, which I don't know that we've recorded since that was announced. So Andrew Peeke is out week to week. And as fun as that is to say, it's not fun to hear.
Yeah, I guess it is above his knee. That's weird.
It's all up in there.
It's just weird. It's also point blank. I didn't realize just how close this shot is. The Hampus is like at the dash, at the hash marks, and man, the shot comes from below the top of the circle. It's it's 6 feet away. That's okay. All right. Well, Hampus Lindholm also out. Hampus
And
Lindholm also out.
Ty pointed out that the Bruins did not bring an extra defenseman on the trip. So if they can call somebody up for Thursday against Dallas, but if not, they'll be playing 5D. But also, do they even have enough forwards to do that? Would they just be down a man? Because with Petraglia and nobody recalled in his place, they just have 12 forwards right now, something like that.
I mean, they gotta call somebody up. Yeah. Weird. There hasn't been a corresponding move.
Yeah. Like they had with Tyler Johnson getting signed, like he kind of filled, like it wasn't like they're like, we're going to send you down. We're going to play 11 forwards. But I like, who else do you call up? People were like, well, Max Jones. I'm like, no. Also, we got to talk about Poitras getting sent to Providence. Also,
yeah. Well, that's news from the week. We haven't got that. That's another news segment. We got two.
God damn it! All right.
We got two new segments. The last piece of news from tonight: Claude Julien alive.
He is alive. Everybody, Handsome Ralph is out there, and he has a goatee.
Yeah, it doesn't look great.
It doesn't look awesome. Who wears a goatee well, though?
Me, actually, of all people.
Yeah.
Do you not have one right now?
No, it's technically no.
What do you call this? Like a swashbuckler?
I don't know what I have. It's called I can't grow a lot of facial hair on the side of my face, so it just looks like I have a goatee. Moving on. I'm just gonna go mustache again. My fiance hates it, but
Claude's in St. Louis. Everybody, if you're looking for him, if you need him, if you need Claude for something, he's in St. Louis. Don't bother him.
And it's so shocking that you and I have twice now had a conversation where one of us went, Claude is in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And we had like an equal amount of shock both times.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it'll come up a third time, I'm sure.
100%.
And both of us will go, what?
Since when?
I have not heard that.
To me.
Speaking of news, you want to do the news for the week?
Yeah.
Let's just do it now.
Yeah.
News from the week, everybody. We haven't talked to you in a little bit. Matt Poitras sent down to Providence.
Yeah.
So, you take it away.
Yeah, I feel as though I have to kind of stick with my guns on this one. I have a very nuanced take on this, but I feel like the fandom pretty well handled the outrage side of it and the shock and anger and all these other negative emotions. If I had to rationalize it, which I did without too much effort, I guess, I would say that, yeah, like if you're thinking specifically for Poitras's benefit and like his long-term development and just the reality of what he was getting with Boston lately in terms of like ice time. Like he was playing like not even 12 minutes game, was getting moved around a lot. Center, wing, third line, fourth line, some first line, not really any power play time, no penalty kill time. Team was looking like wet ass. So yeah, if you send him to Providence and he instantly can like top line it, play 18 minutes a game, probably run their power play, or at least be a big part of it, like, and like let him do that for a little bit, maybe not the worst thing for him to like kind of get back to his game, because he hasn't been great. He has 4 points in 14 games. That's a goal and 3 assists. Not terrific, and not even just like a point thing, just like going off of like the eye test from like what in a very short amount of time I've become accustomed to expecting from him. It hasn't been there for the last couple of weeks. And he's 20 years old and the team isn't great. So it makes sense. I'm not like worried about it. That's fine. But like for him to get sent down to Providence with the rationale that like, again, long-term development, we want you to kind of get back to your game, and maybe being a bigger fish in a smaller pond is best for you right now. That's all right. But at the same time, he was not the problem on this team. I didn't love Montgomery's comment about him like not being impactful enough, or him not playing in the system well enough.
Yeah.
And I think it's best for Poitras, and I think it's bad for the Boston Bruins at the same time.
So I am going to just hijack a quote. Oh my God, my cat. I'm so sorry. That's what my cat sounds like. That's not a cat sound.
We've well established Goose he's something, but a cat he is not.
Anyway, I'm just going to hijack a quote from one Mr. Evan Marinofski, because I think he put it flawlessly and simply by saying, I love it for his development. I don't understand it from the team's perspective. And
that's it. Yeah, that's.
And he was like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get the move. Like, unless there's like some big corresponding thing. Like, we figured out that it's not.
Like he's in
money.
Providence. He's in Providence,
and it just doesn't really make sense for the team. It's not that it's so crowded that there's no room for him. It's not that he's underperforming. All of the advanced analytics would have you believe that he, his expected numbers are all really high, and his production should be higher than what it is. And he's a young kid who does need support on his line. He doesn't even have line mates because nobody does. I don't get it at all. And I hated the Montgomery comments. I've been saving that take to come on here and say, because I didn't want to text you about it, I hated what Montgomery said. Because this is not like giving a guy tough love and, sticking it to him and saying, hey, we need more. Like he did that to, what was it, Pasta last year, right? Postseason, I'm pretty sure.
What, just calling him out?
Just calling him out and saying, like, we need more?
Yeah, like we need him to play better.
And that's what those call-outs are for. Not for a 20-year-old kid who just had shoulder surgery, who doesn't have a line and is still doing okay and is not your fucking problem. It's just, I think it's totally unnecessary. I think it's an honestly really bad look. And that was when I really was like, oh, I think Jim like knows he's gone. He's just saying shit like this. It just felt so reckless. And maybe that's like making more out of it than it is, but it just felt too honest. It's like, and also just wrong. It's not even that him saying it is the problem, to like saying it to the media. It's the fact that like if he thinks that, it's like that's not, why are we aiming our issues here? Of all the guys, of all the talent you have that isn't producing, it's the 20-year-old kid who like everybody kind of agrees is good to very good and has a ceiling to be very, very good. I just don't understand it. I don't understand the move. I don't understand the comments. His development, blah, 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 whatever. Him playing against worse talent. You can make this fucking argument in any sport. Playing against worse talent doesn't make you better. Playing against peewees doesn't make you more equipped to play in the NHL. Playing against the Hartford Wolfpack or whoever, it's not going to make you a better NHL player. I just don't think so. top line minutes in Providence. It's top line minutes in the AHL. Like, what does every single vet say? Like when a kid gets called up, is like, hey, it's different here. And every guy who like talks about their debut being like, I was stunned at how different it was. I was stunned at how much faster it was, stronger it was. And he's a guy who needs to get bigger and stronger. So you're going to put him against weaker competition. Or like when you're trying to get stronger, do you pick up lighter weights? Because, oh, this is easier to pick these up. Or do you pick up fucking heavier weights to get stronger? I don't know. I don't like it at all. I don't like it, especially because he's proven himself in the NHL. Like, he's just proven himself just enough to be like, no, he should be here. He should be here.
They have worse players on the team than Matt Poitras.
Yeah. I just think he's proven himself just enough to be like, he deserves to be here. He deserves to be a part of the team. Don't like it. Don't love it. Don't really dislike it. Dislike it. But if you want to go and see Matt Poitras at the Dunkin' Donuts Arena, do they still call it that?
The Dunk? It's the Dunk, but yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Providence Bruins.
Also, he's going to be wearing number 21 in Providence.
Nope, dude. It is the Amica Mutual Pavilion.
I hate that. Bring back the Dunk.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said?
You can go see him at the Meek. What did you say?
He's going to be wearing number 21 in Providence.
Interesting.
He has to earn Ryan Spooner's number. All right.
If you want to go to the Amica National Convention Center for the Arts or whatever it's called, just go do yourself a favor. Save yourself a couple of bucks. Use code CLNS on the GameTime app.
There's nothing like seeing a game live. I mean, watching it on TV is great. We have all the technology. We have our phones. We have access to everything. But being there in person, it's definitely the way to go. GameTime has a new feature called GameTime Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. GameTime filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with GameTime. Download the GameTime app, create an account, use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. Download GameTime today. What time is it? It's game time.
Swayman and Ullmark were reunited, and it was a much smaller deal than anyone could have guessed.
It's exactly what it needed to be. Not even need to be. Exactly what you would expect it. It was a little photo op for the game. Quick hug. Cool. Let's go do the jobs that we get paid $8.25 million a year to do.
I just expected broadcasts, I guess, to make more of it, or like the news to make more of it, media outlets to make more of it, and I just like didn't see that. And I was kind of like,
it's such a flash in the pan, and like they don't go against each other directly. It's not like you have like two former teammates. One's a power forward, one's like a stay-at-home defenseman, and they're going to be clashing all game long. Mm-hmm. It's like they're on the opposite sides of the ice. I mean, in
100% of the game.
Literally 100% of the game. And Swayman's first NHL fight being against Ullmark would have been something. Would have also been cool, it being Binnington. Those are the only two cool goalies to pick for two complete opposite reasons. But I did you, other than like media coverage, did you expect anything else than what did happen?
No, I don't know. It just how much of a deal it felt like. It felt like it was a bigger deal the day before than it was when it actually happened.
I'll tell you what was weird about that game is that suddenly games against the Ottawa Senators matter now. And not even just because of Ullmark, but like they're coming up and the Bruins are kind of falling down and it's going to be another tough year for the Atlantic Division. And the points now are going to matter a fucking lot in like March and April. So you can't afford to be like, I mean, they got a point out of it. I don't love that they ended up not only losing, but giving Ottawa 2 points. But yeah, that was the weird thing to me. I was like, damn, like this, because I'm so used to Senators games just not mattering. The last time they mattered was like, 2016 in the playoffs?
Yeah, it's been, probably since then. Right now, the Bruins 8-7-2. The Senators 8-7-0.
Yeah.
So they are 2 points behind, and they also have 2 games in hand.
Yeah, so, the games in hand thing. I mean, it's early in the season, but
yeah,
I keep thinking
they're essentially neck and neck.
I keep thinking and telling myself that The Bruins are like a timely 3-game win streak away from being like near or at the top of the division.
They are. They're kind of. I mean,
Like they just have to catch Florida not doing well, and they need to have like a good like streak of games. Although Razor did point out that the Bruins are 4-1-1 in their last 6, which that doesn't feel right at all.
with 4-1
in their last 6.
That feels wrong.
Yeah, the overtime loss was against Ottawa, and the regulation was the 4-0 loss against Toronto. And the wins were the Flyers shutout, the Kraken shutout, the Flames OT winner, and then this Blues comeback.
Yeah.
Is it crazy that the Bruins are where they are, like in a playoff spot, 4-1-1 in their last 6, and like the only thing we can fucking talk about is how our head coach is about to get fired? Do we just expect so much excellence that anything other than a gold star is like, why are we even playing this game?
It's no. I think expectations were what expectations were, and like you look at the record right now, like if before the season started, I told you 17 games in there, 8-7-2. I think you'd react the exact same way. You'd be like, "What the hell is who's hurt?"
Yeah, just above 500, like not even really.
Yeah, like you would absolutely be like, "Well, something obviously went wrong." Like
Yeah, but I think that's because we expect so much from them. Again, it's like usually the conversation when I think of a year or two ago when we knew that Martian and McAvoy were going to be out until like November, and we're like, look, just stay at 500, stay above 500 until they get back. We'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So usually that's like all I'm looking for. I mean, that's like the bottom of the barrel. That's like worst case scenario. Like just don't be any worse than that, which is where they're at. I don't know. It does feel a lot worse. Like if the Bruins did lose this game to St. Louis, I would feel extremely confident that Montgomery would be getting fired soon. Yeah. And like I said, it's past the point where like I don't even think if it matters if it's the right decision or wrong decision. It's just you have to do it. Maybe like it just feels like
it's
when a team
nearing that point. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like a team can only look so shitty for so long, and especially a team like an original 6 Boston Bruins specifically for so long before you're like something's got to change. And if you want to save the season, you got to do it early. Because if you believe you still have a chance to come back in it, and if you think a different coach would give you that chance, then you have to like cut off the limb early. Like Thanksgiving is usually the American Thanksgiving is usually the cutoff for a lot of people. So
don't ever call it American Thanksgiving.
I hated it when I said it. Have we established that as a band name yet? American Thanksgiving? No, we said Canadian Thanksgiving as a band name.
Yeah, I would imagine they're both taken.
That's fair,
but we'll take them. We'll take them. Also, just to establish again where the Bruins are at, if you exclude the dog-ass Montreal Canadiens, they have the most goals allowed in the division and the worst goal differential in the division.
Sick. And the second fewest goals scored.
Yes.
Behind only the Detroit Red Wings. They're on pace for, it's different now, but it was about just over 200 goals on the season. Not great. It's like 2.5 a game, which that's not going to win you all that many games.
How many is Pasta on pace for? 6 goals through 17.
This was his first goal in 8 games too. So he was on pace for like 30 something. So he's probably coming back from that a little bit, but he's gonna hit like 3 hat tricks. He's gonna hit 2 hat tricks in 5 games at some point this season, and he'll be back.
He's on pace for 29.
Okay. All right, it's going to go higher than that. Pasta's going to score. Pasta's going to score more than 29 goals this year. I feel pretty confident in saying that.
You want to look around the league, see what the other stat leaders are at right now?
Yeah, what's going on?
Nathan McKinnon has 30 points. What is that?
That's disgusting. That's fucking gross.
What is that?
Fuck off. You kidding me?
That's too many.
I'm actually mad. That made me mad. I read it as you said it, and I was like, I'm looking at something else. That can't be right. I mean, for reference, the Bruins point leader is David Pastrnak with 14. So there's that. My prediction for Swayman's stats were so wrong this year. Also, already.
Didn't you have him at like a 1.5?
I don't even remember what I said. I just said that he would be like in the top 5 consistently for stats, and he is like not near it at all. He's fine. Like he's not a problem. He's definitely not the problem. It's just your stats are going to be great when you lose that many games.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. In goals against, do you want to get... Don't look. In goals against, do you want to guess where he ranks in the NHL? Goals against average, not goals against. Just a GAA.
I'm trying to think of how many goalies in the league there would be. Like 28th.
38th.
Oh, okay. It's worse than I thought.
Yeah, it's not good.
No. What is it? What does he have?
He has a 313.
That's not great. That's not good.
And a save percentage of 896, which has him at 35th.
I mean, he'll regress to the mean over the course of the season, assuming the Bruins figure it out. Because, as we all know, this is the turnaround game, everybody. Cole Caulfield leading the league in goals is weird. It's cool. I don't hate that. I mean, it's funny because Montreal's still so shitty, but...
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
Give
there's
them
something cool
something to-
about having like a young, short, elite goal scorer in the league. It's like, yeah, I dig it. I can dig it.
Cooch is on his tail, and he's going to have like
Yeah,
7 goals in 3 nights.
As is Tage Thompson. That's a name that pops up every now and then.
Mm-hmm. What's weird is we just, in the 2 most important goaltending categories, affirmed that Jeremy Swayman is not among the top 32 goaltenders in the National Hockey League, and both of us are just like, yeah, whatever. Like, because the eye test will tell you it's not Sway.
No,
it's
not.
Sway.
Like there has not been one loss where I was like, wow, Swayman really boned him on that one. That's on
Swayman
Sway.
was just better. We win tonight.
No, like neither of the 2 goals tonight were his fault. There's no fucking defender there. Oh, like again, like a gust of wind could have scored that goal.
Yeah,
we are leading the league in penalty minutes at 191. Thank you, Nikita Zadorov. Your contributions are appreciated.
Do you see Jordan Binnington has like 19 penalty minutes
this season?
Yeah. Or it might be
That's
29.
surprising.
It was something crazy, dude.
He's a piece of shit. I fucking hate Binnington. I've said it so many times, I'll say it again. There's players in the league I love to hate. That like you get enjoyment out of it. Like it's like they're like the heel. And then there's players I just hate. I hate Matthew Tkachuk. And I hate Jordan Binnington. I think
he's more of like the heel. Like Matthew Tkachuk is like the I need, like, you need me. Joker Batman thing.
No. No. I fucking hate Jordan Binnington so much.
Good point, but no.
No. Not a fan.
Anything? Oh, do you have that's interesting?
The only one that stuck out was that Pasta had 6 goals in his first 7 minutes of ice time. Or 6 goals. He scored 6 goals this game. Wow. 6 shots on goal in the first 7 minutes. Ended up with 10, which is pretty bananas. I don't remember. Nobody said anything about that being a record, but I can't remember the last time David Pastrnak had double-digit shots on net. He does lead the league in shots, clearly. So I thought, that's interesting.
Oh, it's interesting. I have one.
Hit me.
The Senators posted that they beat the Boston Bruins on Instagram, and Jake DeBrusk liked the Instagram post.
He liked it. It's
interesting.
Fuck you, Jake, I guess.
Fuck you, then.
Buddy.
Cool, man.
Just kidding. I love you. Come back.
A lot of people saying, like, I bet the Bruins are regretting the Jake DeBrusk thing now, seeing that their offense is doing what they...
Does he even have a goal?
I don't know. But here's the thing. If your offense can be entirely dismantled by losing Jake DeBrusk,
you never had offense.
It was never good to begin with. Like, that's just not the case. It's not on Jake.
Right. In 13 games, Jake DeBrusk has 3 goals, 5 assists.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Sure.
50-point season projected. That's good. That's about where he hangs out.
That's Jake.
That's Jake, all right. I miss Jake. I really do. Like the guy, not like the hot or cold on ice product. Yes, Joe, you have a comment.
Johnny Beecher's going to take that spot.
Ooh, I like that take. I like that.
People love Johnny Beecher.
But does he have as outward of a personality as Jake
Yes.
DeBrusk did?
Yes.
But we haven't seen it yet, have we?
We're starting to.
Okay.
We're starting to see he's a goofball.
I like that. I want Potsy to open up. I would like Well, first we got to get Potsy back on the team. That's
Potsy's
that's
not on the team,
That's
Rob.
step one. That's step one is get Matt Poitras on the Boston
Before
Bruins.
we launch a PR campaign, let's get the guy on the team.
My fiance, she was like, "Why are you so sad?" I was like, "They sent Poitras to Providence." She was like, "They traded him," and I was like, "No, they demoted him."
They traded him to their AHL affiliate.
Yeah.
Manny Ramirez one time asked to be traded to the Paw Sox.
Just to fuck up everybody in that league.
And they were like, we can't trade you to our AAA team. That doesn't make sense, Manny. No, you're not going to AAA. Yeah, I think that's kind of all I got for Oh, That's Interesting. That's kind of all I got, period. I mean, I know this is a weirdly cryptic, stoic show to do after the first come from behind win of the year.
Weird
maybe
energy from us tonight. Weird energy from us tonight.
Maybe it's just a reflection of how we feel about the team right now, that even a come from behind win over Jordan Binnington, we're like, but you shouldn't have been there.
I think I could sum up my feelings as skeptic, if not just skeptic, skeptically optimistic. Is that a thing? Like cautiously optimistic, but like
optimistic, yeah.
I feel like cautiously optimistic is like you're leaning towards thinking it's going to happen, and skeptically optimistic is like I think it could, but I don't believe it will. Like I'm leaving room there. I'd be like I could see it happening, but to guard my heart, I don't think it will. And what I mean to say is like I don't think that magically their problems have been solved, because it's not. You're down two important defensemen. You're down Peak and Lindholm.
Yeah.
Offense is still not great. Your power play is still converting at 12%. Penalty kill sucks ass. You're taking a lot of stupid penalties. The same exact problems we've been talking about since like game 2? No, game 1. They let up 4 goals in the first period of the season since period 1.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like you said earlier, until I see like 3 consecutive 60-minute efforts, I'm like not even going to entertain the idea that like, and this is the turning point. I would love for it to be. I'm not dooming them and being like, they're not going to. I'm just not convinced yet, because we've done this so many times. Like you need more than those 2 points. Like in a your first come from behind victory is awesome. And that speaks to your character and not blowing a third period lead, and because you never had it. But this is different. Like they haven't done exactly this, but I don't know. I need to see more.
Well, the Bruins round out the road trip on Thursday in Dallas.
Ugh.
And then they head back home to face these Blues again. And then welcome in the Columbus Blue Jackets and Utah team.
Hockey club.
Club.
Foot game.
What?
Foot game? I'm quoting something that you wouldn't know. Move on.
No. Yeah, that's what you're doing. We will probably be back after the Columbus game, is what I would imagine. Dallas, St. Louis, Columbus is what's ahead of us. Maybe after St. Louis. There's a small window there.
Yeah, honestly, even after Dallas, if we want to.
If we want to go crazy, if something crazy happens in Dallas,
record on Friday. That could work.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see what's going down. We'll see how you guys are feeling. Yeah. As always, you can follow us on the socials at bearwithme_pod. We're approaching 1,000. We're going to do a giveaway when we get our 1,000th follower. It's going to be a Patrice Bergeron Funko Pop.
I'm going to give away Joe's home address.
That's okay.
All right.
Can you imagine my home address on Twitter? That would be crazy.
As I said it.
Yeah. I will give away a Patrice Bergeron Funko Pop that Rob gave me once because I'm looking at it right now, and it's the first thing I saw. And the first time I said it, I forgot that you had given it to me.
I don't think I can be offended that you're gifting it because I don't remember giving it to you.
Well, here it is. Hold on, let me grab it.
See, Funko Pops, I feel like you can't just get one. You have to fully commit to being a Funko Pop person.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it's like, why do you have one Funko Pop? Like, what's the
You
fucking
got me
point?
my first Funko Pop.
I thought I was going to start something. I thought it was going to be huge. That's him. That's a
That's it,
box
there he
of that is a generic Funko Pop person that says Bergeron. Why is his beard gray?
I don't know. It doesn't look anything
Like they're
him.
just like they all look like they have fetal alcohol syndrome. Like they're so indistinguished from one another. Like,
yeah. It's not Bergeron.
it's just not,
I
it's
have
fine.
this and I have Mookie Betts. So it's just like a sad stack of Funko
Remember
Pops.
these guys? Remember?
Yeah. Remember when sports were fun? Yeah, I do.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll give this to our 1,000th follower. And maybe some other bullshit that's around my place.
I'll give you some bear with me stickers.
Yeah, we'll give you some.
You know, I had a missed opportunity, so I didn't mention it on the show, but I was in Philadelphia. Well, I was outside of Philadelphia for all of last week for work.
Mm-hmm.
And I was walking around and I realized what I should have done is I should have brought bear with me stickers and then just slap them on random shit around Pennsylvania.
Right. Well,
I
we
should
should
just start
put a
doing
QR
that.
code on them if we were going to do that.
Yeah, it's a fair point. I should start doing that in Boston because that might make more sense.
Yeah, we'll do that. If you see them around,
I would love for us.
Shit.
I'd love for us to get a 1-star review. Someone's like, somebody put this decal over the hood of my car. Like, yeah, but you're talking
in the middle of my windshield.
But you're talking. Somebody put this on my infant. And be like, yeah, but you're talking about us. So,
hey, any publicity is good publicity.
Don't hate the play, hate the game. All right, listen, bear with me. Subscribe, like, and subscribe 5 stars. Thank you. Retweet.
Don't hate the play, it's a problem. Don't hate the player, hate the problem.
Don't hate the play, hate the sticker. All right, okay. Whoa.
You can follow us at bearwithme_pod. You can follow me at Joey Copponi. You can follow him at Rob Tocci. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Thanks for allowing us to be, a little skeptically optimistic about things. Thanks for letting us do that. Thank you. And thanks for, putting up with us. Thank you for bearing with me.